Hello, this is Rats. I'm about to log into free internet chess server FICS. I'm going to play some live games, at least one. And I want to thank everybody that's watching these videos, especially those that are making comments on the YouTube page. I see them, I read them. You're making some great comments. I realize I don't play perfectly in these games because I'm spending so much time trying to explain my ideas, and you're catching a lot of good moves that I'm missing and maybe my opponents are missing, and good for you. I'm glad you're paying attention and you're able to solve these situations, and you're helping anybody else that reads your comments. So again, like I say, I'm not trying to play these things perfectly. I'm just trying to get you inside my mind and see what I think, because although my variations will fail many times, my principles will not. For the most part, they're going to be right. And that's what I'm striving for. So, like I say, I've read your comments. I will play longer standard games because there is an interest in that. And then those that want quicker games, rather than play 15-0, I thought what I'd do is play 13-2 Blitz. The purpose of that is the 2-second increment can stop flagging, hopefully, and still have a long enough Blitz game that I can approach like a 15-minute game and give some valuable comments on how to play. So in the future I'll play Blitz at 13-2 and play standard at longer time controls like 30-5 and so forth and onward. Okay, so what I've got to do is log on, and I'm doing that right now. Okay, I'm in. Now the next step is to place a seek. Okay, so seek, and what we want here is we want a standard chess, and we want a time limit of 13 moves with a 2-second increment. And I'll put out the seek, and hopefully it won't take long. Okay, so the seek is out. Somebody will accept. Here, it's been accepted. Okay, so I'm going to play the chess opening for you.
Game over.
Game over? How can that be? Well, your opponent aborted the game on move 1. Well, that's fine. I'm going to put out a new seek and try it again. Okay. So we should have a new player here. It says 43 people saw the seek. Okay. Well, we're getting an aborted game. We're getting an aborted game. Nothing I can do about it, right? Just like if they disconnect. Have to finish it later. Or okay, so how long is it going to take to get a game at 13-2? Shouldn't take all that long. I'm patiently waiting here. I don't know if I'll be white or black in the next game. Maybe I'm going to be black because I just had a white, even though I didn't really have a white. So, I don't know. I'm standing here watching the time go by and not seeing anything happen. No opponent. 43 people saw the seek. Where's my opponent? Okay, so Mr. Laura Britt didn't want to play this 1279 rating. Yeah, I got somebody. Okay, DSW. He's rated a little lower. Well, that's all right. Okay, knight F3. Now I'm gonna E6. Okay, fine. Play your modern stuff. I don't mind. I'm just gonna develop. I don't care what you play. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through the basics of the chess opening for you. Now, is E4 a problem I should worry about if I just castle? Well, maybe. I'll just play D6 and stop that cold. Okay. So now I'll castle. And a lot of impulsive moves come up in this style of chess. You can't always look for all the candidate moves you'd like to play. But here I'll play C6 and continue about my way. Next I'll be playing knight BD2, queen C7, or queen C2, and E4. Okay, so let's see. Is he threatening anything I should worry about with E4? Probably not. So I'll play knight BD2. Okay. Now I also have possibilities to play B4, but he's got A7 for his bishop, and that's fine. I don't necessarily want to play B4 here. Okay, now I'll play queen C2, and I'm not too worried about E4 here. Okay, what will I do against E4? I can either take, or I can retreat the knight to E1. And retreating the knight to E1 has something to be said about it. Now, do I want to play E5 here, or E4? Okay, the point is that if there's wholesale exchanges, I'll end up occupying the e4 square. At some point it's kind of necessary, so I'll just go ahead and try it and see what happens. Okay, so I'm on e4 3 times myself. He's on it 3 times, but he starts capturing on it first, so I'm okay. And I'll just maintain the... Oh, he took. Okay. If he didn't take, I would just maintain the tension there and develop something. Okay, so now he's taken again. Now, he might play bishop f5 here. I'm not too worried about that. I can sidestep the problems with a queen check, or and then follow with aggressive moves. Anyway, now he's got an isolated pawn on e5 as a result of all of this. I've got a check threatening to pick up the bishop, and he missed it. Okay, do you see my? I just said what I'm going to do. I have queen c4 check, and he drops a piece. So he missed that, but these things happen in blitz. You know, it's not perfect chess. Nobody's trying to play perfectly. Okay, so now I pick up the piece. Now he could resign, and if he wants, I suppose, but if he doesn't, we will just keep going. The objective now is to convert the piece and not make a mistake and let him back in the game. So I have moves like bishop g5 or bishop e3 coming up. Okay, now what's he want to do? Trade off my knight? Okay, well he just hung his pawn on e5. If I take it, and after my queen replaces everything on e5, he gets rook e8 in, and my queen needs to run. And I can just put it on d4 and offer a queen trade. Okay, so I'll just take his critter and see what he has prepared. Okay, so I've got for the moment I've got a tempo on his queen, and now I'm also on b7 for what it's worth if I want to stop and gobble that pawn. Okay, now he kind of took the sting out of bishop takes b7, but I don't really want to do that. I don't want to do it because I don't want to stop and collect pawns. I'm a piece ahead, and that should be enough. What I'll play here is bishop e3. The purpose is maybe I'll get it to d4 and I can have some tactics. I could put it on h6, but it doesn't really lead to anything, so I'll just play bishop e3 and let him go about his business. Okay, if he takes, I'm happy with that because it just reduces the attrition, runs him out of material, and eventually he's into an ending a piece and a pawn down. So I don't mind that. I have plenty of time, and the game should end pretty quickly, and hopefully I can get another game added to this video. And like I say, my next idea is to put something on d4. My queen if he attacks it with a rook, and my bishop if he doesn't attack my queen. Okay, so what's he going to do? He's thinking.
Check.
He checked. Okay, now the simplest thing to do is just drop my king back to g1. He's safe there, so I'll just do that. And he really doesn't have any kind of an attack going. He doesn't even have his development completed. I don't even have my development completed. Okay, so now he has played there. Now if I play bishop d4, I'm not really threatening g7, and if he plays rook ae8, then I can snatch the c pawn and I'll be on the b pawn and keep pressure up on g7. So I'll go ahead and do that and go from there. Okay, so I'm not in any hurry to trade queens here. My queen is a little more potent than his. Now, do I want to take his c7 pawn? Don't really need to. What I need to do is continue my development. Now f2 is covered, so I'll put the f rook on e1 and go from there. Okay, he could play... Okay, what's he threatening? Anything? he's not really threatening anything, so I'm just going to take on c7 and let him decide how he's going to progress. Now I'm going to plan rook e7, and he's got all kinds of problems on g7. So here we go. Double up on the 7th rank can never be a bad idea, and he's a long way away from demonstrating any kind of a checkmate against me. Okay, so I think he's just in trouble now. I think I just take on g7. He doesn't really have anything. Even rook takes f2 trying to deflect me away. I have all kinds of good moves against that. So rook g5 check, make him give up a couple rooks and get mated. Okay, it's mate. Thank you for the game.
Game over.
Now let's see if he wants a rematch. I guess he doesn't want a rematch. Okay, so I'll put out another seek since this is a short video. We'll get another game in. Okay, same time, same bat channel. Okay, let's see if I get another acceptance here real quick or not. So I've got a very lucky 11-0 record at Blitz Chess. I haven't lost yet. I will. Give me time. I'll find a way. Okay, it's my move. Okay, e4. Now I'm going to go into my Nimzovich defense and see how this guy plays it. Oh, he's back again. Same guy. Okay, against f4 I usually play d5, and kind of similar to a center counter where white may not want to be playing f4. Okay, or Scandinavian is more commonly known in the center counter. And like I say, we just play it like a normal Scandinavian would. The queen goes over to a5, and we just continue with our development. Okay, so I'm gonna put the bishop on f5. That's a common line to that black uses in the center in the Scandinavian. So this is one of those offshoot lines that often black runs into when he employs the Nimzovich defense. White will try to avoid main line, but black really doesn't have anything to fear from most of these. So here it's just a matter of developing pieces, and that's what I'm going to do. Now he's got visions of grandeur here, trying to play moves, discoveries with the knight. So what do? I can play bishop b4. Don't really want to do that. I can play queen b3, queen b6. I can play, if I play queen b6, if he plays knight a4, where's my queen go? Ouch. You got to be careful here. Okay, so it's time to stop and think. Here's what I'll do. Maybe I won't. I don't really have time for bishop g4. He plays knight d5, and my queen's loose. Okay, I know that sometimes black has to watch out for tricks here, and I've found one. So what I'll do is I'll just play bishop b4 here, and that gets a piece out and it stops a lot of his tricks. He could play a3, and that's fine with me. I don't care if he does. The trick is that I have to avoid his tactics that can come up. Okay, so he castled. Now, I can castle too. I can play a queen check for what it's worth and follow up with knight g4. But at some point I do need to castle, so let's just get it done and over with. Now if I castle, he could play a3, and then when I take and he takes with his bishop, he's on f6 and he doubles me up. So I could castle queenside here. Then if he wants, he can try knight g5, but I can defend against that. Okay, he's not really threatening anything I should worry about. I'm going to castle queenside just for the illustration purposes of opposite wing castling. Okay, so that's the key here. Okay, so he got his king out of danger, but we can put him back in danger here soon enough. Okay, I guess bishop f5 didn't quite work like I wanted. Now's a chance to pin that knight. If he plays h3, I can put my queen on h5 and because of the pin, I get away with it. He can't take. So I want to tie that knight down a little bit and get my queen on a better square, since my aim here is to attack his king. Although I did take g4 away from a knight, but I'm not really there yet. Interesting, on h3 I also have moves like h5, gambiting a piece and getting him into some hot water on that open file. So not necessarily is he going to play h3 here, but he might. And if you're not familiar with those tricks, h5, and if he... Okay, he didn't play, he played queen e2. Okay, so what I can do here is I can mess up his pawn structure because there's a pin. I can play knight d4 here, and now his queen has to move, right? Where does his queen go? He can go up to e5, and then I take his knight, and then even take it with a bishop, and he's got problems on c2. Okay, so knight d4 looks good here. Okay, knight d4. Now he might back up queen to c1, and I can just keep the pin there. Like the pin isn't going away. Okay, he played queen f2. So I can take with my bishop, make him take with the pawn. He's on. Then I can take the pawn on c2 and attack his knight. I mean, attack his rook, and then bring the knight back. Or I could even throw bishop c3, bishop c5 at him just to mess him up. Okay, so the point here is I'm going to take with the bishop, and the reason I want to take with the bishop is that so g4 isn't hanging when it's over with. If I take with the knight and he takes with the pawn, I have to deal with the bishop on g4 being under attack. So now I'm going to take his pawn. Now I've won a pawn. Now I'm objectively planning bishop c5 before I safeguard my knight. Of course, one thing with bishop c5 is that it exposes my queen to some discoveries again. So maybe I'll change my plan here and put the knight back on d4. Okay, it's fine. You know, you don't always have to play every aggressive move you see. I'll transfer the queen to the king side first, and then play bishop c5 and come up with some new ideas to attack him. Okay, so he's got crippled pawns on the king side, and I'm a pawn ahead, so black has a clear advantage. And I'm doing this with plenty of time on my clock to convert the point. And this is the same player as last time. He's playing a better game here. It's one advantage of playing white. It's also one disadvantage of playing the Nimzovich defense. You don't get quick and easy wins with it, but you get comfortable positions to play. And when you have a comfortable position to play, that's just enough right there. So here we go. It's it's my move. What did he do? No, it's his move still. Sorry. Anyway, I can't say exactly what he's going to try here, but my knight is secure on d4. It's a nice outpost for it. My queen is ready to transfer to h5, and he's got a set of doubled pawns. Only 2 of his pawns are connected, and all 7 of mine are connected in 2 pawn islands. He's got 4 pawn islands, so he's not only down a pawn. He's not only down a pawn. He's got a kind of a bad game. Okay, now he's attacking my bishop. How do I want to deal with that? I mean, not attacking my bishop, attacking my knight. Do I find a new home for the knight? Well, if I put it on f5, I've impeded the progress of my queen getting to h5, which was the plan. He could take my pawn on f7, but he's probably going to lose that on h7, but he's probably going to lose that bishop, because I'll just play b6, and I think it's a goner. I don't see any tricks for him to save it. And so knight f5 impedes my own queen from trying to transfer where it wants to go, but it drives his bishop off the diagonal. And then I can play, if he keeps it, I can always just take it, and then I take over that a7 g1 diagonal with my bishop. So knight f5 seems to be my move. I'm just trying to find something else to say about it. So If he retreats it, I can play bishop c5 and then bring my knight back to d4. Well, then I'm still blocking my queen from getting where it wants to go, but you can always get what you want. So I'll just play knight f5 and let him decide how he's going to handle it. Okay, so it's his move, and if anything, I'll be happy to take his bishop off because it gives me clearance on my fourth rank to go after his guy. So now what's he doing here? He's trying to infest my king side, or well, my king position. Okay, so I can see some ways to just give him back his pawn and maintain the advantages I have in the position already. If I play knight takes e3, he plays queen takes e3, I have to deal with a7, and I could maybe do that with a6, and his knight check will just lead him nowhere, and go from there. If he plays queen a7, I just lop his knight off. He gets a nuisance check or two, and then my king runs. Okay, so knight takes e3. Okay, now I'm going to play a6, and like I say, he just doesn't have enough in here of an attack. Okay, so a6, making sure he doesn't have some trick. Bishop takes e6 check, doesn't seem to lead anywhere. Okay, a6, where's he going to go? And if his knight retreats, I'm going to play bishop c5 and drive him off that diagonal so he doesn't bring his queen down to a7, or might even offer him a queen trade, which he'll probably have to decline. No, that's dangerous. Queen c5, he would have bishop takes e6 check. I got to be very, very careful here. He might even have that anyway, depending on where the knight goes. So
check.
He did check. Okay, so I don't see his follow-up. He's going to drop a piece. I'm threatening bishop c5, and how does his knight save itself? Okay, I don't think he does save his knight here. Okay, so he can do a nuisance check on b6. Okay, he can do that too, but that just pitches another piece away. I take his bishop with my queen, and what does he have? He's given up a piece. So I just take it. He was obviously hoping I'll take b takes a6, and he has a knight fork, but I don't have to go in for that. So all I can do is double up my pawns with knight c6 check, and I take off another piece, and I'm looking good here. Okay, I only have 6 minutes. I got to make sure I don't forget about the clock and go and lose this game on time. Okay, so now he's on my bishop. Well, we can let him have it, but I don't have to. I can remain 2 pieces ahead. So what if I...
Game over.
Oh, he just resigned. Okay, if he wants a rematch, he's got it. He has to seek with me. Otherwise, I'm going to stop this video and upload it. Okay, he didn't offer a rematch. So 23 minutes into this, I want to thank everybody for having a look, and I hope that what I offered was insightful. It wasn't a very competitive set of games, but every one of you is at a different playing strength and trying to learn chess better, so hopefully I've got something there for everybody. And once again, I thank you for your time. Take care.